Our first speaker, Larry Port.
You guys ready to move this industry into the future? That was meant for Alan.
When you're ready.
Okay.
There you
I'm ready to go. Okay. Mistakes, errors. It's something that we share in the software industry, that you share in the legal profession. If we make a mistake, we can go out of business. If you guys make a mistake, you can be disbarred. So it's of vital importance that you control your mistakes. And how do we do that in the software profession? We use tools called project management, not just in software, but anybody who makes products and stuff. So this is the definition from Wikipedia. Basically, planning, organizing, managing resources, and having specific goals and objectives. So that's basically the definition of project management. And if you think about it, in legal, cases and matters are projects. There's no reason not to think about them this way. They have a starting point, they have an end point with clear goals, and they have a timeline in between. Some project management techniques are better than others. The ones that we subscribe to at Rocket Matter is something called Agile software development. Agile software development is created by a bunch of people who thought that the old ways of doing things were wrong and needed improvement. And so why does it work? Why does it result in less errors and more efficient processes? Because it's based on the concept of the iteration. So you work in cycles, 1 week, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, called a sprint. And every time at the end of a sprint, you take a look and you see how you're doing. There's something called a daily stand-up in Agile. Every single day at 10 a.m. we meet and we stand up. We want to keep the meeting short. So everybody on the team has to go around and they got to say what they did yesterday, what they're doing today, and what's in my way. Real quick, everybody just goes around, brief status meeting, but it's very, very structured. And the in my way part is important because it identifies dependencies. And you want to be able to remove dependencies because that's what you're doing. That's what's in your way of you obtaining your goals. At the end of your sprint, you conduct a retrospective. A retrospective is a very, very important meeting. And you keep it to half an hour. And it's not a whining session or it's not meant to be complaining. But what you want to talk about is what you're doing that works, what you're doing that doesn't work, and what you should continue doing. So some people call it a start, stop, continue meeting. Imagine if every month or if every 2 weeks you spent 20 minutes, 30 minutes saying what you're doing that's working, what you're doing that's not working, and what you should continue doing that's really good for you. Paired with this retrospective meeting is something called the review. The review is another 30-minute meeting. And what you do is you just go over the accomplishments of your past sprint, your past week, 2 weeks, or 4 weeks. And it really builds rhythm to how you conduct your business. And by doing reviews, you can see that you're actually gaining progress. Anybody know who this man is? David Allen, Getting Things Done? Good, this is a pretty hip crowd. GTD system, the Getting Things Done system, is very, very popular in software technology circles. And it's not as much so in legal. And it should be, because it's really about getting things done and being very, very efficient. I'm only going to give a couple of very prescriptive techniques from the GTD system. This is important. This is how you supercharge your to-dos. Instead of getting car fixed, your to-do item becomes call Conrad to get the name of a good auto body shop. It's the next action item that you can take. So you write your to-dos as your next action items. Then, just like Agile, the idea of a review. In the GTD case, it's a weekly review. What you want to do is you want to take a state of the world, everything that you're doing, your to-dos, your calendars, your open matters. You do a sweep. And these things that tug at your consciousness, we call them open loops. You want to close those open loops. And you're not too busy. If I'm running a small company and I have 2 kids and all the crazy things in my life, and I can do this, then anybody can do this. You just take a little bit of time. The Pomodoro technique, who knows what this is? Okay, a couple people. This is big, big, big time stuff. Very, very simple. Very effective way to manage your time. The whole idea is this. Well, first of all, it was invented by an Italian guy that had a little kitchen timer that was in the shape of a tomato. So you wind it up to 25 minutes. You take an item from your to-do list. You do nothing but that item for the next 25 minutes. No Twitter, no internet. You just work on this thing. You put a little X by it, and you cross it out when you finish it, and you see how many X's, that's how long it took you, how many Pomodoros it took you to finish the job. Software industry, another thing that we do, we standardize repeatable processes. So what does this mean? You do the same thing every time for something. Take your client intake form, for example, right? Every part of your business should be like your client intake form. So whether it's how you hire somebody, how you evaluate a hire, how you run your bills, any aspect of your business, if it's the same way every single time, you'll be able to spot errors more quickly. And you'll know who's slowing things down and who's screwing things up. But here's the most important thing for anybody, is the ability to say, I don't know. I've made a mistake. This whole Lord of the Manor attitude that we see prevalent in a lot of law firms just has to go. It can't be there. Because when that is present, then there's no open communication. There's nobody that's going to tell you that you're going to crash into a mountain. And there's no candor. And without that kind of attitude, none of these changes will be possible. Thank you.